ladies, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so a little bit of a different video today. We're going to be talking all about how to deal with the stresses and, you know, things along the way of getting a puppy. I'll just show you her now. I've tried to get her in shot as well as me, but it didn't work. She's fast asleep in her crate. So I'm going to go through like some of the things that I bought and kind of just talk you through why I got them and how helpful they were. Today I've got all these bits around me and I'm going to start with the puppy crate. So this is an open top puppy crate slash playpen, and it is very, very helpful for like keeping her contained when she's napping. I'll show you how big it is. It's pretty big and it's got 4 pins. They're just here either sides, the corners, and she's just in there with her puppy pads. So these are just my opinions, guys. You know, you don't have to take everything, you don't have to take anything away from this video, but you know, if you do want some help and things like that and you're struggling a little bit, then this is the video for you. So yeah, number 1, puppy crate. Number 2, puppy pads. Now we got these from Pets at Home, and then we've got like a slightly cheaper version as well from like Pound Stretcher or something. These are very good. They're exactly the same. I think these got sticky pads on them so you can just like stick it down. So the crate, we don't have a bottom to it, we just use a shower curtain, and that's working really well for us. You can just spray it and clean it. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, to be honest, but anyway, there's a shower curtain at the bottom and then puppy pads on top, and it really helps. I'll go into everything, but that's what we're using at the moment. Next is a stain and odour remover. This is from Pets at Home. I've got most things from Pets at Home actually, just because it was very available. It kills 99.9% of bacteria, and it's good because when they accidentally wee on the floor, what you want to do is lift that wee up as soon as possible. So you want to, what I do is I get a puppy pad. I'll show you. I can crop here. So you get a puppy pad like so, unravel it, and the plasticky bit obviously is where you're going to put your feet. It's waterproof, and then this bit here. So you put it on the floor and then you tread on it and it lifts the wee up, and then you just move it and then tread on it and then move it again, tread on it, and you'll see like on this bit here there'll be like a huge like wee patch, and then it'll get lighter and lighter, so you know that the wee's coming up from the carpet. And then after you've done that and it's dry, you then spray some of this, and it just kind of neutralizes the carpet so that she doesn't then smell the wee on the carpet and ends up going again, because she knows and she thinks that that's where she's meant to go. Going on from that, every evening I sprinkle this. It is a pet carpet freshener. It has pro-bacteria producing enzymes, which basically neutralises the urine. Again, it just sort of like covers a larger area. Anything that we may have missed throughout the day, not that we miss and just leave wee all over the floor, but you know what I mean, like sprinkle a little bit, leave it on there, and then you just hoover it up, and it just makes the carpet smell really nice, and also your hoover. So on to the box of toys. So puppies get really, really bored. They are like a 1-year-old. So a 1-year-old like Olivia will, you know, crawl around, she'll start to find stuff, she'll start to pick stuff up and put it in her mouth, she'll, you know, find crumbs of things that have been dropped from the boys' table, start like putting it in her mouth, and that's what you've got to try and avoid, because if you have a puppy that picks something up that they're not meant to eat, like, I don't know, grapes, chocolate, what other things are poisonous? There's like quite a few things that are poisonous to dogs. If they accidentally pick it up, they pick up a bit of Lego and choke on that, you know, you've got a really high vet bill. So I've got lots of different toys here. We've got things like rope toys, we've got flavoured Nyla bones, these are very good. I've got a little puppy Kong, which you can squeeze and put some little treats in, and squeeze some paste to just keep them a bit occupied. I've also got her puppy harness when she gets a little bit bigger, and going on to the next item. This is a baby shusher. We got this for Olivia when we were in the back of the car and she was very unsettled and very fussy. We have one of these in the car and then one of these upstairs in her bedroom. And again, you know, you've got different sounds on it. White noise is always very good for the evening. We put this on for the first time in the evening, and it just helped her, you know, settle in for the first night with us. Now, another thing that I've got is a puppy shampoo. This is from the Groom Room in Pets at Home, and it smells good, it deodorises, it's got a gentle formula. People say that you can use baby shampoo, but I prefer to use puppy shampoo that's actually designed for puppies, not human babies. But yeah, and then we've just got a few like little toys that like make a noise and things like that. So on to the next thing, puppy beds. You do not want to get a really expensive plush unwashable puppy bed. You know, those ones that are like so soft and so cozy and take like 6 years to dry on the washing line. So I've got these. They are thin, they are soft, and I've got two of these, one in her bed and one on the radiator. And every morning I come down and she's, you know, had a wee or a poo on the puppy pads. So I just take out the bed, put it straight into the washing machine, and then put the fresh one in. I change all the puppy pads, for clean ones, obviously, scoop them all up, pop them in the bin, pop her outside for a minute whilst I'm doing all that, spray the shower curtain and wipe it all down, and then it's ready for the next night. You have to go with the food that your puppy is already on. Do not buy any old food and think, this is better than the one that my puppy's on at the moment, so that's what I'm going to do. I've heard really good reviews about it. No. You cannot suddenly just change the puppy food just like that. You have to keep them on it, otherwise they will get like explosive diarrhea and they'll get really sick and you might end up in the vets. So for goodness sake, don't do that. Don't change the puppy food. Keep them on what they're already on. When they get a little bit older, if you don't like the food they're on, then change it over for something else. But for God's sake, don't suddenly change their food. So other little things to remember: they have to be microchipped by law. They need to have a collar with a tag, with your surname and your first line of your address, postcode, and your telephone number, I believe. So if they were to be found, then they're easily brought back to you. Before you take them out for their first walk, they need to have both their inoculations done, and then you have to wait, I think it's 2 weeks after their second inoculation, for them to be able to go out and kind of mix with all the like the germs and the parvo and all sorts of other diseases that are out there that can probably make your puppy sick. So I'll just touch upon a little bit of training. So we haven't really started like a sit, lie down, give me your paw and all of that, because it's just way too much. When we first brought Holly home, it was very overwhelming for her, very overwhelming for us. You know, we have young children and she needed to slot into our routine and we needed to slot into her routine as well. So, you know, she came home, we had a little play, and then she got tired and she went down for a sleep. And this is the most important thing. Your puppy, like I said before, it's like having a 1-year-old toddler. So they will run around, they will find things, they will, you know, puppies are not naughty. They're just, if they start getting into stuff, it's because they're bored and you need to entertain them. It's very easy to just kind of like leave the puppy floating around on the carpet, go out for a shower, come down, and there's like, they've got into something or they've pooed and then they've trodden in it and it's everywhere. So, and this is why we use the crate. It's so good. It's so good. It's like when you play with your baby for a bit and then they get tired and you give them milk and put them to bed. It's like their little safe area, right? So this is her safe area and this is where she sleeps. And as soon as we start to see her getting a little bit tired, a little bit kind of, we ask her to go out for a wee and then we put her in bed and then she falls asleep. I'm actually very lucky with this puppy. She is a very good puppy. We are very lucky. But you do have a lot of puppies that get like anxiety and kind of like, when you go out the room for a minute, like they go, so what we started to do was, when we saw that she was tired, not when she was energetic, because that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to get your puppy in a crate that's energetic, full of life. They're not going to settle, are they? It's like a baby. If your baby's awake and wanting to do stuff, you put her in the cot and it's like, oh, I'm not ready to go, and they're going to cry. Same as a puppy. So it's actually quite good actually that we've got a little human and a puppy, because they're very, very similar with their ways of life and their ways of learning and things like that. Also get some Red Bull because you may have a few sleepless nights. We haven't. We've been very lucky. I will go on to that. To begin with, you know, we could see that she was very tired and she'd been playing for like a good hour, or 3/4 of an hour, depending on how old they are. You could see that she was getting really tired and kind of like, rather than like playing energetically, she's just sort of like sit and like, and just sort of like look around like that. You need to pick up the signs, get them to go for a wee, and then get them in the crate. Now, when you first put them in there, they may sort of come up to you and go, and just kind of be like, no, you know, let me out, but just ignore it. And she did, and within like 10 minutes she was settled. So I see a lot on Facebook forums about kind of lots of sleepless nights and, you know, my puppy gets up at like 2 o'clock, my puppy gets up at 5 o'clock, my puppy gets up at, you know, all these ridiculous times during the night like a baby. Now, we personally, our choice, we don't talk to her during the night. We don't go and see her during the night. She stays in her crate, and she may have a little whimper, and then no one comes, so she's like, oh, okay, and goes back to sleep. Now, this sounds really harsh if you're talking about like a baby, because we don't do that with Olivia. Like with a baby, we will, you know, pick her up and comfort her. But a puppy, kind of, you got to be a little bit more tough on them. And I know that you love them, and I know you want to be there for them, and I know you want to, you know, like cuddle them, and oh my god. But really, they need, you know, dogs are a lot more resilient, and you need to get into that routine. So we have absolutely no issues now with sleep. She will sleep all the way through the night, because we've trained her to do that. We've put in place things. You know, if I came down every hour to take her out to the toilet, can you imagine what she'd be like? Like, that'd be awful. Like, imagine if you went into your toddler's room every like 2 hours of the night and just like start talking and be like, hi. Like, no, like, it's nighttime, you need to sleep in your crate. Like, you are a dog, you need to sleep in your crate. So that's what we do, and she's done so well. Now, toilet training, this is the huge thing that we struggle, well, I guess, yeah, we did kind of struggle with to begin with, because the breeder said that she was on puppy pads, so she would, you know, she's never been outside before, which was kind of weird. So she would just pee on the puppy pads, and she missed them all the time. Like, she would not even pee on these. So I was like, right, okay, this isn't working. So the first day, we were just like watching her, like, is she sniffing because she wants food off the floor, or she can smell like a crumb of cheese, or is she sniffing because she's like learning the area, or is she sniffing because she needs a wee? Now, when they need a poo, it's really obvious, because they like circle round really fast, and they put their nose straight down to the carpet, and they're like circling like this. So normally you can just like hoik them up and be like, right, no, come on. But with a wee, sometimes, especially females, will, my nose is so itchy, I look like a coke whore. So they will literally just like drop and go, and you have like no warning at all. Some girls do that. She gives me a little bit of a warning. She'll be playing, and then suddenly she'll just sort of like wander off, and you're like, where are you going? And then suddenly she'll just sniff. And it's like, right, you need a wee. So then I'll, you know, hoik her outside and she'll go for a wee. So the best thing to do with puppies is associate a word with going to the toilet. So we go, wee wee. Don't want to like say it just in case she hears me. Wee wee, Holly, go wee wee. And within seconds she's weeing. But it took a few days, and it only took a few days. You know, by the second, third day, she was just doing it. The other thing that the kids make a mistake of doing, because obviously they want to play with her, they want to, you know, if I say to her like, if I say to them like, oh, can you just take Holly outside and ask her to go for a wee, they'll, you know, start charging up and down the garden with her, and she'll be like playing and be so happy and playing with the balls, and then they'll come back inside and be like, oh, she didn't need a wee, and it's because she's forgotten that that's what she's out there to do. So I would say walk out there calmly with the puppy first, because they're going to want to play. Walk out calmly, ask them to go for a wee wee, wait a little bit. If they walk straight back to the patio door like Holly did, pick them up, put them back over by the furthest point of the garden, and then as they sort of walk back, they will sniff, and then they sort of do this, and then she will drop and wee. So that's what we did, and that is, you know, after a couple of attempts of like, she had a drink like 25 minutes ago and she still hasn't been for a wee, and she keeps telling me that she doesn't need a wee. She's walking to the back. Like, don't believe them, they're liars. It's cold, they don't want to be out there. Like, just pick them up, put them over, and it doesn't take very long, I promise you guys. It does not take very long for your puppy to like get it. Kids are just notorious for being stubborn. Puppies are very good, they will get it. They are very quick learners. Kids, on the other hand, not so much. So this is why I had in my head like, oh my god, this is going to take like so long to train her, because obviously I've only ever had kids before, so in that way they're quite similar, but in different ways, in other ways they're different. So yeah, we'd ask her to go for a wee wee, she'd do a wee, praise, loads and loads of cuddles, loads of strokes, loads of excitable play, and loads of, you know, you can give her a treat, whatever. See, what I do is this puppy food is so tiny that it's actually perfect for treats. If I show you, you see how tiny these little treats are? This is her food, so I just use these for treats. But she's not very food orientated at the moment. We've got a little bit of she's got a bit of a dicky tummy at the moment. She's just had a, you know, jabs and things like that. So yeah, it's very for the first few days or weeks, they're going to have a bit of a dicky tummy. So when you come down in the morning, just expect there to be shit everywhere, because there will be, and you know, they're only babies and it won't be forever. But just before you come down in the morning, just be like, right, okay, there's going to be poo everywhere. I can deal with this. I've got my puppy pads. I've got my spray. I'm going to put the dog outside. She's just going to have a little sniff around on the wet grass, whatever. I'm going to clear this up. It's not going to be a big deal, because I got in my head, I was ostracising everything. I was like, oh my god, it's going to be so bad, and there's going to be poo everywhere, she's going to tread in it, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. If you guys are wondering, by the way, what that thing there is, it's the number 5 balloon from Charlie's birthday, like ages ago. Okay, so this is my next item. These are called tushy wipes. They come in a little cute box like this, and you take the wipes out, and they're very thick. They smell so good, and these are, because she gets a bit of a dicky tummy, I knew straight away that I was going to have to like clean up her bum, like the fur around her bum and her tail and things. These are also perfect for if they tread in poo, because your puppy is clumsy. And so yeah, these are brilliant. I think they're quite expensive. They're about £9 for 100 wipes, but they're very, very good, and I would highly recommend these. They're also good, like I was saying, for cleaning their feet, because they're going to tread in poo. So whether you use a collar or a harness, I think, you know, it's just personal preference, and obviously your breed of dog. If you've got a greyhound, I probably wouldn't put them on a lead and a collar, because they've got like really skinny necks. Like there's certain breeds that you've got to be really, really careful with. Other breeds that do really well on a harness. So yeah, just have a little look into the breed that you're getting. As you can see, we have a King Charles Cavalier. She is absolutely beautiful, and we love her very much. So yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me for free. If you've got any other questions about puppies, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, ladies.